Bienvenidos al webinar del día de hoy con Hila en Montpellier. Vamos a platicar todo sobre el destino y la escuela. Vamos a ser breves. Esta es una serie en la que estamos tratando de hablar sobre los costos de vida de los destinos para que ustedes tengan nuevas opciones para sus estudiantes sin que tengan que comprometer la calidad de estudios, ¿vale? Va a durar unos 30 minutos, entonces esperemos sea de su agrado y al finalizar les vamos a mandar toda la información grabada. Sophie, welcome. Thank you very much for being with us today. And I just told them that you're going to give us all the information regarding the destination, the cost of living. You just made me fall in love with the destination last time, so
really? Well, I'm glad.
Like it as much as I did. So thank you very much, and it's all yours. Go ahead with your presentation.
Okay, thank you very much for welcoming me. Hello, everybody. Hola. So I'm Sophie. I'm the sales manager at ILA Montpellier, the French language school in the south of France. So I'll start by giving a quick presentation overviewing the school and Montpellier, so you know a little bit where we are. And then we can talk a bit more about the costs of everything generally. And I will end with a very short video of a former student of ours from Mexico to give a little idea of his opinion on the destination. Okay? So I'm just going to share my screen with you. It's an action I'm often not very good at, so I apologize if it takes a minute. Okay, go. So start off with Montpellier, just to explain where we are, south of France on the Mediterranean coast. We are an hour and a half, not even, hour and 20 minutes from Paris by plane, or 3 hours and a half by train with the express train. Students who travel from Latin America, they often travel either through Madrid or Barcelona. They take direct flights to Madrid or Barcelona, and then they take the train to Montpellier, maybe because they have relatives in Spain or because it reassures them to arrive first in a Spanish-speaking country. And then it's very easy to commute with the train up to Montpellier. Either they travel through Paris and the flight connection is done automatically, for example, with the company Air France. Your luggage and everything follows, and there are about 14 daily flights from Paris to Montpellier. So it's very regular and very, very easy to access from Paris. Some people will decide to stop in Paris, do a little bit of tourism for a few days, and then take the train down to Montpellier. So Montpellier is very popular in France and now worldwide for being a very well-known student destination. It's a university city. It has been for centuries. The first school here was built in the 12th century. It's a big medical school. It's the biggest medical school in France. And from there onwards, many more schools open the university. Now we have a big law school, a big chemistry school. I'm explaining this just to for you to understand the primary type of population in Montpellier, which then conducts the cost of living to be very low because it's student orientated rather than being tourist orientated. So we're very lucky to benefit from the Mediterranean climate, be in the sun, go to the beach every day, but also at a very low cost. So if you go on the Mediterranean coast on this side, which they call the Côte d'Azur, Nice, Monaco, Cannes, it's beautiful too, but it's much more expensive. It's tourist destinated, so the prices are much, much higher. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
I'm gonna interrupt you very quickly just to mention it in Spanish for all those. Resumen rapidísimo, y creo que esto es algo muy importante. Justo tienes la ventaja de estar en el Mediterráneo sin estar pagando el costo de vida de una ciudad como Niza o como Cannes o estas otras ciudades. Entonces, sí es un destino que les va a dar el beneficio de sol, playa y demás, con un costo muy accesible, porque además, al no ser una ciudad turística, reduce mucho los costos y el beneficio extra es una ciudad sumamente estudiantil. Entonces, todos los precios son mucho más accesibles, lo que ayuda de nuevo a estos estudiantes que no tienen el presupuesto para ir a Niza o para ir a París, los podemos mandar directamente a Montpellier a pasarla bien. That's it.
Okay. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Sophie.
So Okay, Montpellier, to talk about the city a little bit itself. The city center is all pedestrian. It's the historical city center. Our school is located within the city center, so you can do everything by foot. It's all this old 18th, 19th century architecture in the buildings, and you walk around all these cobbled little streets. You come across all the beautiful historical buildings, but also the little shops, little restaurants on every corner. And this is a great advantage for the students because they step outside of school and straight away they are in the heart of all the action, the dynamic side of the city. And there's lots of things to do and places to eat and things to see. You can meet up with your friends very easily. Yeah, so that's about the city center. There are many cafes and terraces, markets, and so on. I wanted to talk a little bit about the population. So in the center, there's 280,000 inhabitants. 25% or more are students, and over 70% of the population is under 35. It's the last statistics of the city. So again, to really show you how young the city is, which means that there's always student activities going on, student gatherings, student parties, student price interest on certain activities. So you can go canoeing, you can go to the restaurant, to the cinema for interesting price range. The surroundings of Montpellier. So Montpellier is here in the background. The closest beach is 11 kilometers away, but we are separated, the city and the coast, by these lagoons, where you can go and see the pink flamingos, some wild horses. You access the beach either with a tram ride and then you walk, or you take a shuttle, or you can cycle. It takes about 50 minutes from the center of Montpellier, but it's a beautiful ride through the lagoons, and you can access the beaches this way. It's quite different from the Côte d'Azur, which is more cliffy and you have pine trees. Montpellier is long, sandy beaches, so no problem walking into the water. And then to the back country, to the north of Montpellier, we have a strong reputation for being a good region for the vignoble, for the vineyards. So you can go do all sorts of activities, hiking and doing wine tastings in the back country, and do all sorts of tasting of local products that you find, like tapenade, the olive trees, excuse me, and some local cheeses. We don't need to talk about that too much because I will talk about it directly. I will talk about the school premises a little bit. I want to show you some pictures. So we have about 26 classrooms. All are equipped digitally now. So the students work on Padlets with they come with their own computers. If they don't have a computer, we can loan them like a tablet from the reception. And should a student get ill and need to join the class online from home, that's absolutely possible, since we've equipped the classrooms now with cameras, and the teachers are trained to have their students on spot and potentially need to leave and come back physically at school after. So it works quite well, in fact, very well since the pandemic. Everyone's trained properly to that now. The classes are of maximum 10 students. Now, this is something very important to say, because other schools in the region could have classes up to 14. For us, it's maximum 10. So usually average 8 or 9. You can start any Monday, provided you are not a beginner. If you are a beginner, you must start on the first Monday of the month, year round, except December, because December usually we shut for 2 weeks for Christmas and New Year's. So we wouldn't be able to complete a beginner program properly over December. So the beginner programs start all the other months. There's Wi-Fi in all the premises at school, and you can also access some loans of DVDs, books, games that you can use with your fellow students. And for teachers also, they have a resource center to have all sorts of activities to offer in the classrooms.
Great. I just want to again
yeah, no worries.
say something about it, because that's quality, IALC quality or IALC promise. Acerca de los estudiantes, el número de alumnos dentro de un salón de clases, siempre recuerden, son clases pequeñas, son clases reducidas, hay pocos estudiantes hispanohablantes, hay un buen mix de nacionalidades, entonces al final del día esto ayuda mucho, mucho al avance dentro del salón de clases para todos los estudiantes. Entonces, bueno, ya vieron, además hay muchísima flexibilidad. Pueden tomar la clase desde su casa si un día se enferman, si un día se sienten mal, y todo está hecho de manera digital también. Entonces, eso es súper bueno. Veo por ahí, veo el nombre de English Star, que tienes una pregunta. Si nos pudieras escribir por el chat, sería fantástico. ¿Cuál es tu pregunta? Para poder ponerla aquí. Sorry, Sophie, it's just that someone raised their hand. And
no worries, go ahead. It's fine.
I just asked them to put the questions on the chat and we will start answering them. But in the meantime, you can go ahead. So sorry for that. Yeah, we can continue while the question.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. Okay.
Thank you.
That's okay. So we offer courses from beginner levels up to C2 year round. And then concerning the type of courses, we have the regular standard course, intensive course, which is either 20 lessons a week or 30 lessons a week. These type of courses with Latin America, they tend to be taken for the students who stay long-term, who stay over 20 weeks. It's the typical type of courses they will take. But then some students come for shorter stays. If they don't want to ask for a visa, they'll do maximum 90 days. And they will participate in sometimes specialized courses. So we have the French and cooking program, which is very popular. It allows the students to socialize a little bit more outside of school and have other opportunities to practice their French. So it consists in a combination of the standard course and 2 afternoons of cooking lessons in a school that's outside of our building, outside of our premises, with someone who organizes this. We also have the teacher training. We have a specific 50+ program, which is very popular too. We offer it 4 times a year, and over 50 students can come any time of the year. But if they want to come and be in a class of only 50+ participants and have the activity package included, then they would sign up for this program. And it's, yeah, the last session we had in September, we had over 30 participants. So it works really well. And in 2023, we have some extra courses that you won't see in this presentation, but we are also going to be offering a French and art program, for example. So we're very excited about this. The Delft preparation and the French University preparation alongside the Pathway program are courses in which you will be preparing for an official state exam that some students mainly need because they want to enter university in France after. So they would need the Delft B2 for this. It's prepared in 6 weeks, but you might need more weeks, obviously, depending on the level you have before you start the Delft preparation.
I have a question over here, Sophie, regarding the pathways and the universities. I know that this is something that it's becoming very popular in the market in general, higher education and linking language programs to higher education. So yeah. I would like to know, how do you help the students with the university? Like the pathway helps them, like, do you connect them directly with certain universities or not? And on the other hand, I know that some universities, like, if I'm not mistaken, and that's something that I know agents might be uncertain about, and that's why I'm asking. Yeah. It's the cost of the universities, because I know that the public universities are, you know, open for foreign students, yes, for cheap prices or even for free. So I would like to you know, just give a brief information about this as well.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So you're right. University application in France is cheap for foreign students if you compare it, let's say, to Canada, because the French government participates in the student the cost of the education, right, in university. I'm not sure exactly of the amount, but I believe that a student now would be paying around 3,000 euros for the higher education, because the state will be covering the rest of the cost. We have a list indeed of the universities that are accepted on the EF platform, which is the platform a student will need to apply through to get his student visa for higher education, for a longer term stay. And then we have a couple of schools here in Montpellier that are not necessarily on this list, but that are private education. So there's a Montpellier Business School, for example, that's existed since the 80s. That's a big international business school. So depending on the student's project, we will either be putting him in contact with some private schools like this, or orientating him to the EEF platform to select the public university that he wants to be entering.
Fantastic. Lovely to hear this. So, para todos los agentes que nos están escuchando, de nuevo, Sophie nos comenta que podemos, ellos a través del Pathway pueden ayudar a los estudiantes a aplicar a una universidad privada de manera directa, o bien los pueden acompañar en el proceso de elegir una universidad pública. Y las universidades públicas tienen un costo muy accesible. No estamos seguras porque al final, recuerden, IALC y todas las escuelas IALC somos escuelas enfocadas a idiomas, entonces el área de Higher Education no es nuestro expertise, pero aproximadamente los estudiantes internacionales en una escuela pública pueden pagar unos 3,000 euros por su educación, ya que el gobierno cubre el resto. Entonces, Francia puede ser un destino muy interesante para estudiantes que buscan higher education y future opportunities. Listo. Thank you, Sophie. Go ahead.
Okay, no worries. Where was I? Okay, so we've discussed the course program.
Sophie, I just have the question here.
Yes.
I know that we're talking talking today about ILA. However, the question is the difference between Easy French and ILA. If you want, we can explain this now, or maybe we can explain that later.
We can explain that now. That's okay. Easy French is a school that we created some years ago to offer an alternative to students who are on a budget. It's interesting for long-term students. So it's particularly successful in certain countries in Europe. We use it a lot for students in Spain, in Italy, in Holland, not so much with Latin America, because Latin American students tend to come for longer durations, for over 20 weeks, and so the cost is the same. But basically, Easy French classes are bigger than ILA classes. It's 14 per group. In 2023, it will be 14, and the cost is reduced for short-term stays by approximately 20-25%. So it's an option for those students you would have in your office who are really on a tight budget, but thinking of coming maybe for 2-3 months, not for a long-term application, and not for specialized courses, since Easy French only offers classes in standard, intensive, and standard plus private lessons. So for that type of profile of student, it's an option that you could suggest to them.
Thank you, Sophie. Esa es la razón por la que hoy hicimos el webinar sobre ILA y no sobre Easy French. Easy French es una opción más económica de la misma familia de ILA. De hecho, los edificios están pegados. Easy French aquí, ILA aquí. Entonces, es una muy buena alternativa, pero justo como dice Sophie, para short term. Y los estudiantes de Latinoamérica generalmente cuando van a Europa van por periodos un poquito más largos. Entonces, si tienen algún estudiante short term, unas 4 o 8 semanas, puede funcionar pasarlos a Easy French y van a tener la misma calidad académica que en ILA, porque de nuevo son del mismo dueño, mismo tema académico, misma zona. Simplemente, de nuevo, al aumentar también el tamaño dentro de las clases, es que bajamos también un poco los costos, un poco más. Thank you, Sophie.
With pleasure. This brings me now to the accommodation options that we have here at ILA. The most popular option tends to be Homestay.
I don't know if you have another slide for that, because for the accommodation because we're seeing their academic still.
You don't see the homestay anymore here?
No, we're seeing the academic organization. And
I might have to leave. I think for some reason it's blocked. I'm just going to stop sharing and share
okay.
again. Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, let's see what happened here. Okay, you see it now?
Give it 2 seconds because maybe my computer is a bit slow. My internet. I don't know. I cannot see it. No, you try again. That's weird.
Does this work?
I see it black. ¿Alguno de los agentes presentes nos podría decir si ustedes sí lo ven? No, I can't. No, they say that they are not seeing it. Do you want to pass it to me and I can show it?
Yeah, of course, with pleasure. Let's see. You can see me now, right?
Yeah.
It's a good start.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. We haven't lost you. Perfect. If you want, you can just send it to me and I will project it. And in the meantime, maybe you can, or if you want, I can go to your website and project the information from the website.
Can you see it now, what I'm showing? No? Try.
No, it's weird. I don't know why.
Yeah.
No one is.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you by email.
Yeah, fantastic. En el Inter les comparto. ¿Pueden ver esta pantalla? Can you see that one, Sophie? Can you see mine?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Okay. Los demás sí pueden ver mi pantalla, nada más para confirmar y seguir adelante entonces.
So if you go, in fact, we can go look at the presentation directly from here, if you like.
Fantastic. Okay. Give me just 1 sec and I will check the email. What you sent me, or you want me to continue with the website?
As you prefer. I've sent you by email now.
Okay, give me just 1 second. Perdónenos, ya saben, los problemas técnicos de pronto de la tecnología está fuera de nuestras manos, pero I haven't received it. Don't worry, if you want for it to not delay anymore the agents, if you want, I can open the website and do it from there.
Okay.
So we can have something, and it's a good chance for them to see your website and get familiar.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. So if you share the website,
yeah,
at the very bottom of the website, you will find a section called agency section right there on your right.
Oh yeah, agents access.
Perfect. So the here is the same for everyone. You can save it. It's
okay.
Tournesol 12. Tournesol is a sunflower in French, so it's written TOU.
TOU.
RN. ESOL.
ESOL.
And then 12.
12. Oh yeah, sorry, because that I need French classes as well.
How many?
Fantastic. We're in.
So here you will see it. If you scroll down a little bit, you will see that you have the that you have the ILA presentation. Exactly.
Fantastic. Entonces ya descubrieron el sitio de agentes. Ahora le pediré a Sophie que escriba la contraseña en el chat. Sophie, if you can type the password of the agent site on the chat, that would be lovely.
Yeah,
so everyone
absolutely.
can have it. Y bueno, de una vez tengan acceso todos a esta parte de...
There we
There
go.
you go.
So thanks a lot for helping me out there.
Don't worry.
Not sure why I couldn't share the screen anymore. Technical.
That was weird. No worries.
So the homestay tends to be our most popular option because the students want to be sure to practice the language. I'm sure you all know that, as most language stays. And we have 3 options in homestay. We have half board, which consists in them sharing the breakfast and the dinner with the host families. We have breakfast only, which tends to be for very short stays, people who come for 2 weeks and who want to be out at the restaurant every evening and they just get the breakfast. Or kitchen access. Kitchen access is a very interesting option because it's very cheap. It's the cheapest option you will find in accommodation in the whole south of France. And it allows the student to have a room with access to the kitchen within a home, within a household, to prepare his own meals.
Great.
So currently this option is sold, for example, the kitchen access at 130 euros a week. So give you an idea of the interesting budget basically for this type of option.
Yeah, definitely. 135 euros.
130. Yeah.
And 30. Fantastic. So 130 euros la semana con la opción de acceso a la cocina. Entonces, creo que son opciones bastante económicas para sus estudiantes. Would you like me to go to the student residence?
With pleasure. Yes, thank you.
Great.
So here you have the student residences. We work with two residences in the city center and one residence about 15 minutes away by tram. And we also have our own residence. So our residence has a common kitchen, which you will see in the next views. And the residences above had private kitchens. If you tell me, well, me and my team in the application, which type of kitchen the student wants, we will try everything to be sure that that's satisfied. But if you don't have any specificity in the booking, we will place them where there's space. Our residence is 10 minutes walk from school. And is very popular because of the big common kitchen.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like, I would prefer the common kitchen because that's where all the fun happens. Like, I have the opportunity to be in a student residence, and the kitchen was the part where you get to be people, to talk.
Yeah, absolutely. But it depends on the profile of the student. Sometimes, students.
Definitely. But I think that's, well, I mean, as a Latin America, we like to share and talk and everything. Yeah, exactly. So perfect. And the apart hotel.
And the apart hotel, that's for more like, I'd say, executive profiles. People. Yeah. It's higher standard. So for example, there's air conditioning, which the students' residences don't have. So there's flat screen TVs in the room. There's a 24-hour reception. There's a restaurant where you can get breakfast if you don't want to make your own breakfast. So it's basically a studio with a kitchen, private bathroom, toilet, bedroom, air conditioning, TV, but in a more hotel complex, so higher standard than the student residence.
Fantastic.
There's another
apart hotel, yeah.
And finally, you will have here just some examples of the activities that we offer over the week. We usually offer 4 or 5 activities a week. So there are student gatherings, city tours, tastings, workshops at school. It can be phonetics, it can be wine tasting, cheese tasting, things like this. Students tend to participate a lot in the beginning. It helps them, meet people, and then they go do their own excursions on the weekend. If they come for a long-time stay in Montpellier, it's a great location for them to then go visit on the weekend Barcelona, or Paris, or Italy, or London, because there's a direct flight. So these activities tend to be done at the beginning for people who come for like 6 months and more, but then they do their own excursions on the weekend.
Great. That's lovely. Oh, sorry. I was just answering a question on the chat. So
it's okay. You arrived at the end of the presentation anyway.
Great. Perfect. And I wanted to ask you, can you give us an idea of the prices for a package price, 4 weeks with accommodation and maybe breakfast included? How much it will be? And I know that your prices are are your prices on a platform, advisor, or anywhere that they can quote, or do you have
Yes,
a
absolutely. Yeah. They're on Advisor. You'll find them there. You will find them on our website under the agency section that I just showed you. So if you stay for a short-term stay, as I said, the prices are digressive depending on how long you stay for. And there's a special price for long-term students who stay over 20 weeks. So someone who comes for 4 weeks at the moment for 2022 prices will be paying 210 euros a week. 2023 prices will be increasing a little bit, but not too much. So you would be paying 840 euros for your standard course. If you take the homestay option with kitchen access, you'd be paying 130. So in total, you'd be paying less than 1,300, let's say, for a 4-week package.
Fantastic.
The standard course for long-term students goes down to 150 euros a week. So it's really interesting. Student stays 20 weeks, you will be paying 3,000, just over 3,000 euros. Let me make sure I've got that right. If I calculate 150 times 20.
Don't worry, while you do that, I'm gonna show the agents our quoting area. Si de pronto todavía no tienen acceso a los precios de ILA en su cuenta de Advisor porque tienen que hacer la conexión, el match entre escuela y agente, y les urge obtener el precio, pueden ir a nuestro website, ialc.org, y en la parte de abajo, en la página principal, está el botón de Get a Quote, está todo llevado por el Advisor. Entonces, aquí pueden hacer clic y obtener la cotización. Entonces, aquí pueden poner Montpellier, pueden poner el tipo bueno, ponen el tipo de programa, General French. Yo siempre les digo que lo coticen como General, por cualquier cosa, porque este es un cotizador más rudimentario que la plataforma de Advisor como tal. Acuérdense que es un cotizador rápido. Ponen la fecha de inicio, la duración en semanas, la nacionalidad, Colombia, México, etcétera, etcétera. Es muy importante poner la nacionalidad, porque si hay algún tipo de precio promocional, aquí es donde lo van a ver, y poner la fecha de nacimiento del estudiante, por ejemplo. Listo, ya está. Para ver los cursos, yo les recomiendo aquí poner el nombre de ustedes y su correo, y al final va a poder la plataforma dejarles enviar la cotización que armen, se las van a poder enviar directamente a su estudiante hasta el final. Entonces, al apretar este botón, ya tienen acceso a las cotizaciones en Montpellier, por si necesitan algo rápido. Sorry, Sophie, that was just
please, go ahead.
how to use the quote engine on our website.
Perfect.
Lovely.
Well, that was for the cost of the course and the accommodation, so the services through school, but then, you know, the cost of living in Montpellier, to give you some ideas. Transportation is about 30 euros a month.
Okay.
Use all the tramways, the buses, have access to renting the bicycles for 50 cents an hour. You can go, you have lunch for less than 6 euros. You have a coffee for about €1.50. An entrance to the cinema, if you're a student, is about 7 euros. So yeah, it's generally, basically, things are cheap here, because as I explained at the beginning, it's student orientated.
Fantastic, lovely. No, it's great to know. And thank you very much for your time, Sophie. I think that it was perfect. All the information was clear. Before we leave, I just want to ask if anyone has any question, preguntas, alguien que tenga alguna duda, algo que quieran resolver en este momento. De todas maneras, recuerden, vamos a mandar la grabación por correo para que ustedes la tengan. Ya se dio en el chat general el acceso al área de agentes. Entonces, les voy a reenviar el link para el área de agentes, y la contraseña la puso Sophie aquí. Entonces, se las vamos a reenviar también para que ustedes puedan tener acceso al área de agentes de ILA. Y recuerden, cualquier duda nos pueden contactar, ya sea a mí o a Sophie. Yo me encargo de todas las escuelas IALC a nivel Latinoamérica. Cualquier duda que tengan lo pueden revisar conmigo. Si de pronto me dicen, Pamela, el estudiante ya no quiere Francia, ahora quiere Italia, bueno, tenemos 1000 países, entonces conmigo pueden ver varios países, y con Sophie específicamente Montpellier, y lo que necesiten, también si me dicen, oye Pamela, me encantaría un training de Montpellier, pero mi staff no habla inglés, yo puedo ponerme de acuerdo con Sophie, que me den la presentación en español, o yo la traduzco y yo hago el training, ya.
Y tenemos aquí, yo hablo un poquito de español, pero no demasiado por una presentación global, pero hay una persona en the sales team here, Charlotte, que habla mucho más español que mí y que puede hacer una presentación para alguien lo quiere en español.
Fantastico. And Sophie, there is a question. They would like to know if there are any discounts for students in the transportation, like if you have, like in Montpellier has a special price for students.
Yeah, it's this 30 euros a month package. If you don't have this, I think it's about 45, which is still relatively cheap if you compare to Paris, or Paris is outrageously expensive nowadays.
Yeah.
So the special price monthly, you need to prove you arrive in Montpellier, you go to the transport office with your ID card and a proof of where you live in Montpellier, and you get this special price. It's more of it's for people who live here, it's cheaper. It's not necessarily for students, so it's 30.
Fantástico. Bueno, ya está ahí el precio y como ven, también los costos en general, costo de vida, costos de alojamiento, si no son las opciones de alojamiento con ILA, si de repente el estudiante va por 6 meses y no quiere quedarse los 6 meses en un homestay, también rentar un flat, rentar una habitación es mucho más económico en Montpellier que en otras ciudades. Entonces, de nuevo, lo importante aquí es reducir el costo del estudiante a través de estos costos en los que no comprometemos la calidad académica, no comprometemos el servicio que se le va a dar al estudiante y tampoco comprometemos pues nuestro trabajo al final del día, ¿no? Porque ya sabemos, mientras más descuentos, pues también nosotros nos vemos afectados. Entonces, importante esta parte de nuevo, entendemos que no es un destino para todos, pero también, por ejemplo, París no es un destino para todos. París puede ser un destino muy frío, muy gris, muy grande, y hay estudiantes que no se sienten cómodos en estos destinos. Entonces, muy importante que al estudiante que le guste la playa, la idea de la vida mediterránea, la comida, opciones más pequeñas, más económico, Montpellier es una gran opción para ellos. Muchas gracias por todo, gracias Sophie, y les mandaré esta presentación y la grabación más adelante para que ustedes puedan repasar todo y cualquier duda nos pueden contactar a nosotras. Thank you, Sophie.
I'm sorry, the video that I wanted to show you, I can't share my screen anymore, but everyone will see the testimonials on the agent access that I gave you. There's a Google link, and we have lots
videos or yeah.
So you can share it now if you like, or people can go check.
Yeah, I know that you have a lot of testimonials. Tienen de verdad bastantes videos de testimoniales, entonces I guess it's here.
Yeah,
it's great.
Google Drive, and here you have. There's
I need access.
Oh yeah, okay. So you'll have to send it to me. But if you come back to the web page.
Yeah, I know that on the website you have a lot of like student life video testimonials.
Exactly. And if you change it to Spanish with the flag at the top on your right.
Yeah, over here, Spanish.
You specifically have the Spanish ones.
Fantastic. Oh, miren, justo. Entonces, aquí están de España, de México, de Colombia. Pueden ver todas las opciones. También tienen un curso 50+, entonces eso es algo bastante cool que tienen por acá y bueno, es un muy buen testimonio que podemos compartir. Entonces, pueden ver aquí ustedes los videos, compartirlos con sus estudiantes también para que ellos vean toda esta parte.
Mi nombre es Antonio Yesenao, vengo de Medellín, Colombia. Estoy tomando un curso de larga duración de 28 semanas en ILA, en Montpellier. ILA es la única escuela de idiomas en Montpellier reconocida por Equals y IALC, lo que le otorgan alta calidad en sus servicios de aprendizaje de la lengua francesa. Esa es la razón por la cual he elegido ILA para realizar mis estudios en francés, porque ¿quién no quiere lo mejor? Mi curso de francés en este momento es bastante interesante. se avanza muy rápido porque el profesor es bastante bueno y también más que solamente una experiencia académica, es muy bueno en cuanto a cultura porque hay ciudadanos de todo el mundo. Hay australianos, hay suecos, de Países Bajos. En cuanto a Montpellier, también recomiendo bastante esta ciudad porque hay muchísimas cosas para hacer. Hay muchos lugares para ir de fiesta, pero también en cuanto a cultura, porque el centro de la ciudad es histórico, es medieval. Y el instituto se encarga de que los estudiantes que vienen acá conozcan toda la ciudad. También las playas de Montpellier, larguísimos kilómetros de arena y de tierra virgen, bastante interesante por conocer. Otra actividad que también brinda ILA es un curso de cocina con un chef estrella, que consiste entonces en cocinar con él y después consumir los alimentos con el chef y con los otros estudiantes. Otra actividad bastante agradable fue la degustación de queso, que se realiza acá en el instituto con ciertos estudiantes y es un acercamiento muy interesante a la cultura gastronómica del país. De igual forma también hay degustación de vino, que es otro acercamiento muy interesante a la cultura gastronómica del país. Lo más importante de todas estas actividades, aparte del gusto por cada una de ellas, es que todas contribuyen al aprendizaje del francés. A todos los que estén interesados en aprender francés en Francia, les recomiendo primero Montpellier y segundo ILA. Estoy seguro de que lo van a disfrutar.
Hey, there you have it. So, sí, está increíble. That's great. Y son un montón. Hay muchísimos videos. Entonces pueden compartir esto con sus estudiantes y seguro les ayudará todavía más a cerrar las ventas. Pues, muchísimas gracias, Sophie. Would you like to put your email or any of your contact details on the chat or anything? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat and then anyone can contact me whenever.
Anyway, when I send the recording, I usually copy you so on the email so they can see your email. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sorry, you're going to see big fingers now in the screen. Okay. There we go.
Great. Thank you very much, Sophie. Y gracias a todos por participar. Tengan un bonito día y pues nos vemos en la próxima. Nos vemos mañana. Thank you, Sophie.
Hasta luego. Bye.
Bye.